Dear gossip girlies, story seekers, let's get ready for this week's deep dish. On Cocoa Confessions with Kate, your anonymous stories come to the surface. We'll laugh, we'll cry, and you will definitely experience some secondhand embarrassment. So grab your cocoa and cozy up. Hi and welcome back to the It's a Girl Thing podcast. It's Kate, and we're here for Cocoa Confessions today. So I'm all ready to go. I even have the right kind of mug for this occasion. It says that's the thesis. And although we've got some cocoa, we've still got things to confess. So if you haven't already, go grab your hot cocoa, go grab your coffee, tea, whatever you really like to listen to gossip with. So this week we have two new entries coming at you. We have entry 23 and entry 21, I believe. Let me just do a quick check. Yeah, so entry 21 and 23, but 23 was spin to win first, so we'll share that one first. And make sure you're comfy, get your drink, and let's dig right in. I, 25 female, went on a road trip with a guy, 25 male. I had just started seeing each other. Really helps when I use great English. I had started seeing... Rewind. The downside to me reading these for the first time is that I have no idea how I'm supposed to be reading them. But let's try again. I, 25 female, went on a road trip with a guy, 25 male, I had just started seeing around a month and a half ago. I wasn't too worried because it was my car and camping setup, etc. And we had agreed to share driving. It was around a 1,500 kilometre road trip in total, so it was a lot of driving and a lot of camping. Firstly, I just want to say, a month and a half and you are willing to go on like such a long road trip with a guy? Talk about make or breaking a relationship. I guess maybe it's a good thing to get that over and done with, because if things don't work out, then you know pretty darn quickly. Also, I don't want to even know how many days that would have taken. Quite a while. I think about my 2-hour drive home's like 150 kilometers-ish. So like times that by 10. That's like good about 20 hours driving. Oh, that doesn't sound as bad as it is. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Anyway, I'm a very chill person. It shows from the fact that you were willing to do a camping trip with your partner so early on. And I was very clear that I was going on this trip to be chill and explore nature and take photos. I'm a photographer, so I had around $8,000 worth of camera gear with me. Meaning I'm responsible, lol. Facts. If you have 8,000... I borrowed my friend's camera to take photos of our dance recital, and I was terrified with that. Let alone taking $8,000 worth of camera gear on a long camping trip with a guy you'd only been seeing for a month and a half. But hey, you do you, boo. We left at 5 a.m. to catch a 10 a.m. ferry, many hours away of driving. Oof, not even the 5 a.m. start. By 9 a.m., he was already stoned, drunk, and on coke. Where's the guy who runs around with the giant red flag? Because we need him right now. By 9 a.m., you left at 5 a.m., and at 9 a.m., I'm shook. So clearly I had to do all the driving. Well, girl, I wouldn't be letting him anywhere near your car like that, let alone drive it. He was super embarrassing, talking to every person, fist bumping them, running and jumping and recording Snapchat videos to put on his story. Are we sure we're not talking about a 15-year-old boy instead of a 25-year-old man? Because he's sounding a bit like a 15-year-old. It's the Snapchat videos for his story that bother me. That's another red flag. I can kind of get the whole talking to people and things like that if you're drunk, stoned, and on coke. But yikes. Oh gosh, it gets worse. And when he wasn't recording them, he was watching them over and over and over. Ew, is he that self-absorbed that he has to watch videos of him over and over again? He was that level of inebriated for 5 days straight. I think we just need to take a pause and a moment of silence for this girl. My darling, my lovely girl, I am so sorry that you had to put up with that level of immaturity for 5 days straight, let alone the fact that he was completely inebriated. It was awful. I ended up dropping him off at a friend's place, about a 10-hour drive from home, and got myself an Airbnb for the last 3 nights. Now this is what I'm talking about. We don't pick up the slack for men around here. We take care of ourselves. And I'm so glad that you did. It was lovely to treat myself, but such a terrible dating experience. I'm genuinely resigning from the dating world. Honestly, I feel like that would put me off for a little while. But also the fact that you'd been together for a month and a half and you had no idea that that's what this person was like. Oh, we've got a little post note. This was completely the opposite of how he talked before we left. He mentioned bringing books to read, going on hikes in the rainforest, and he talked down on people who partied too hard, as he had a respectable job and didn't party anymore. Girl, are we sure we're talking about the same man? So that's our first entry. I still think we need the guy who runs around waving the giant red flag. Just little bits of advice. Make sure you're taking things away from these stories, ladies. If he quickly proves to you that he's not what he seemed, that's a red flag. Especially if he's going to be inebriated for 5 days straight. So let's just take a moment. Have a little sip, because that one was quite juicy. And horrifying for that poor girl. And then let's get ready for our second entry. Okay, let's get into it. Oh, we're changing pace. I see the word elementary school in here. I struggled in elementary school. I was awkward, a little nerdy, and had a hard time finding friends. Girl, same. Actually, I feel like that was kind of me more in high school, at the start of high school. I was a little confident queen in primary school, but that's because nobody judges you back then. Or you're less judgmental. I was forced upon other girls by their mothers who were my mum's friends. Yikes, I have no idea where this is going. At a sleepover, where I was once again a forced guest, 3 of the girls kept whispering and peeking over at me. I just feel for you being a forced guest, because all you want to do is make friends. I knew they were talking about me. I was so miserable. When we all finally crawled into our sleeping bags, I lay awake for some time just feeling impotent anger welling up in my chest. Girl, me too. I would just be mad at my mum and their mums for forcing me into that situation, let alone mad at these girls for being such annoying, mean little brats that they had to take it out on this other little girl. I could hear some whispers and giggles getting closer and closer to me, and peeked out under my eyelashes to see the 3 girls sneaking up on me. That's so mean. I bet they'll play a prank or something stupid. When they bent over me to check if I was awake, I pretended to thrash about in my sleep and managed to whack her right in the face. Karma is, in the words of Jojo Siwa, karma is up. I should have known better. Anyway, I can't. I need to have a sip because, wow. In primary school, I never would have thought of that as a solution to my problems. And girl, you're a genius. That is literally the best thing I could have thought of. She, of course, screamed, and I feigned complete innocence. I never knew what they planned on doing to me, and was never invited to another sleepover. I still think that was the best move, a power move, if you will. The fact that you managed to get away with complete innocence. Up top, high five, Queen, honestly. So those are our stories for today. I hope you've enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed listening to other people's drama for once. And if you have a story to share, we need to hear it. So make sure to follow the link in the show notes to the submissions form, or you can head over to my Instagram and you'll find the link in my link tree. Or if you really can't be bothered filling out a form, just flick me a message, leave it in the Q&A in the Spotify or whatever platform you're listening on, Q&A, and it'll go into the pile. I am so grateful that you tune in and that you love listening to our little stories, my little episodes, but I am also looking for new potential guests, so if you know of someone who has something cool to talk about that would suit our little community, then make sure that they give me an email at itsagirlthingpod@gmail.com, or they can just flick me a DM. But yeah, if you've enjoyed today's episode and you enjoy the other episodes, don't forget to leave a rating on your favourite podcast streaming platform, or even just a like and follow on somewhere like YouTube. It all makes a difference and it means more people can find us. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. I hope you enjoyed your weekly dose of Coco and Confessions. If you enjoyed today's stories, make sure to tune in, same time, same place, same Coco next week. And if you have a story of your own to share, make sure you head on over to the submission form, fill that out, and I hope to feature you soon. Toodles!